Hi, I'm Penny, this is Penelope's Pitstop, and in this episode we're going to be doing the middle floor plate. So this is going to be a simple issue today. This is issue number 16, and we only received two different parts. I mean, if you want to count screws as an individual part, then we get loads of parts, but we get a pack of BM screws and we get the middle floor plate. Now this is made of metal, and I notice that it looks like a speaker, so we can assume perhaps that there's going to be sound coming through, and all we're really going to be doing today is attaching this to the chassis, so hence we do need the chassis. So stage number one, what we need to be doing is we take this plate, and I believe, let me just check, it goes that way round. So we've got the engine at the front. Obviously it's a rear engine vehicle, but for the purposes of this we're placing the engine at the front. And we bring this plate up, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes, 7 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes. So we'll bring that up, and then that will go over the holes like that, and that's what it's going to look like when it's finished, but obviously we need to screw that down. So next stage, we need to pop in a screw there and there. So let's get our screws out. I'll use my handy little tray. I'll just chuck all the screws in because we are going to use them throughout the whole build, and just make sure our screw is the right size. So that's absolutely fine. So we pop a screw into there. You know me with screws, this is going to be the hard one because this is going to line everything up, and I think that's the purpose of these two screws. It's just going to be a lining up. Most of you who know me knows that I will work all opposite ways, but this is the way they've actually designed the instructions, so I would suggest it's very, very important that you know, if you do all the screws on one side, it could kind of make it go skew-whiff. So okay, that's in nice and tight, and we are screwing into metal. These are BM screws, so we're screwing metal, and that's gone in as tight as I can. So that's actually really secure just with two screws, and I do apologise, this is very, very dusty. So the next stage is we're going to be popping two screws in, and they will go there and there. So just the two more screws. So be careful with the engine, obviously. So I want to just hold the whole thing so that should I accidentally drop it, that is not going in. There we go. I didn't quite have it in place, so it didn't go in well. But yeah, I always, every time I pick it up, I want to hold it in such a way that should I accidentally drop it, and obviously I don't want to drop it, but if I did accidentally drop it, it's going to do as little damage as possible. You know, if God forbid I scratch this, I can always just pop a little dab of paint on the bottom just to cover it up, but if I dropped it on there, then obviously it'll break. So these two screws are now in, and I suspect I know where the next two are going in, and they are going in this one and this one. So we are almost finished the entire stage. It's a bit of a short issue and there's only one piece to screw in. However, when you look at the piece that we've been given and the fact that these are done in packs rather than individual issues, I think they can be more than forgiven. So the next one, I've actually screwed that one in fully tight, which is something I don't normally do. I normally pop the first one in about halfway and then I pop the second one in all the way, and yeah, and then I go back to the first one. So that should leave this screws, but I will just check the instructions. Yep, that is the final screw. So they've actually given us 3 spares this time, which is 3 times more generous than normal. They normally give us 1. Every now and again I don't get any spare, but I suspect that's where they are counted by machine. So there we go, that piece is in perfectly. Now from the bottom you wouldn't know there was ever a hole there. That's absolutely perfect. There is is there a slight gap, or is it just the camera angle? So yeah, it looks like there'll be a speaker going in there at some point in the future, because you see you've got 3 screw holes there. We've got a couple of holes there for something, and I'm guessing these holes will be to put down the internal bodywork. Obviously that's the way it's going to go. So this is probably going to be the back seats, possibly going in there. But yeah guys, that is it. That's all we need to do in this issue, and that's what, 5-minute job, but that's fine. We actually achieved something with it. So that's all I'm going to do for this week. Next week is going to be the front suspension, and we will be needing a part that we have done in the past. So that's quite nice. That will tie up a few extra pieces. You know me, I don't like pieces in a box. I like all the pieces to be attached. Some part works we've done a part in issue 1 and we've not actually had it till about part 70. Also I want to announce a very sad retirement. This is the last time you will see this on any of my builds. This is my Aurea. The Aurea has done me very, very proud over the years. It's worked very hard. I've made it work very hard and it's always responded well. There's only 2 faults with this. One is it's blue and my favourite colour is not blue. And also there's a Aurea have come up with what looks like a better one. So from the next build you will see a new screwdriver. So that's going into retirement. I'm buying a small golden clock and it can go into the retirement home for screwdrivers. So yeah, so until we get the new one, I bid you all farewell and I will see you next week. So this is going to be such a simple episode.